box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. We'll be jamming here on a Thursday. It's a
Stepping off the plane, it's so easy to breathe again. Life in the big city has finally took its toll. And it's been so long, but I'm finally home. And what better place to rest my weary bones than on this beautiful island where there's so much to see. Every corner I turn, there's something there to remind me of my beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it. And do you hear? It's
All right, folks, welcome. It's 12 minutes after 7 o'clock. It's time for the conversation. Saying good morning to you, Veronica Sandy. Good morning. Also to you, Yulin Alexander. Christy Batiste, good morning. Also joining us on the live this morning, Lyndon Coburn and Alicia Alexander. Good morning. Precious Times, good morning to you also. Hope you all are doing fine. All right, I'm joined this morning by a good friend of mine, and it's really a pleasure to have him. As you can see, the t-shirt that he's wearing, he has on his Olympics symbol. So let me tell you straight up, he is an athletics coach, a very profound one at that, very good at it. Mr. Michael Francis, good morning.
Pleasant good morning, Grenada.
I not tell you good morning, you know.
All right, pleasant good morning, Mr. Joseph.
All right, and Grenada then.
Yeah, and all the listeners and viewers.
All right, nice. How are you?
I'm fine and blessed.
Yeah. Now, in our conversation yesterday, you see that's how dynamic the GBN is. You know, we were having this conversation. I was on the way up to the garden and I met him and he said, "Listen, I want to talk to Grenada because there seems to be, the young people are getting on, and he interacts with young people on a daily basis. As I said, he's a professional coach. He's assigned to the St. David's Catholic Secondary School,
yes,
and has a passion for young people. What are you feeling? What's going on?"
All right, good. Now, there is a trend in the country, right? We see the violence, right? It's taking a different trend. Good. And I think instead of we just talking about it, people complaining, it's time for action.
Okay.
All right, good.
And what kind of action would you like to see happening? What do you want us to do?
Well, if you realize the direction of young people, right, is going the wrong way, good, and we as adults, good, remember we were placed on earth to make a difference, good. We have to make a positive influence, right, on the younger ones. And what we see happening in this country is that the older people or the senior people, good, are not living the kind of exemplary life, right, that they should live, right? So the young people are not getting that positive influence from the adults, right, so they can live, right, and a life and make better choices.
Wow. I am so happy that you said it this way, because ever so often when these things pop up, as we say it colloquially, Tom, Dick, and Harry like to beat up on the young people. Oh, young people ain't good, and I'm happy that you, as one of the persons who interact with youth on a daily basis, can boldly say that, notwithstanding the fact that they're individuals and they have choices to make as well, but they are not given the right direction.
Yes.
So in essence, we as the adults, we are not being good mentors.
Yes, definitely so. Because listen, right? Now, those kids are young, right? And we tend to blame them. But they are only doing what they are seeing.
Children learn what they live.
Children learn what they live. For example, right? Now, a lot of older people might say children are going to church, right? But in the same home, the father, the mother, not going to church. And most times, the mother might be going to church, but the father stays home, right? In the case of young men more look up to the father. So they will say, well, daddy doesn't go to church, so why should I go to church? Another thing again, now, is the absentee, and that is a critical point, Grenada. The absentee, right? Or the absence of men in the home, a critical point. Now,
wow.
as men, and I'm not leaving out myself as well, right? Now, as men, we tend to focus on things outside of the family. So normally in Grenada, a husband or a boyfriend who is a father, right, most times outside of the home, right? So during the week, from work, by the shop, on the block, right? And the home is being neglected. So the connection to the children, to the young people, is not there, right? Because of the missing of the lack of presence of fathers in the home. Because fathers always outside of the home.
Wow.
So with the presence of fathers need to get back in the home, right? And connect with the children and build a relationship. So the young people can do much better than they are doing, because
I am of the belief that you are expressing these sentiments because of your direct involvement.
Realize that some of the kids that I work with, where the fathers not playing an active role in their life, they tend to get involved in violent activities, right? And they need, you could see the attention, right? And one of the reasons, let me make a good point, one of the reasons some of the kids gravitate to violent activities is because they're looking for attention. They're not getting it in the home, they're not getting it from the father especially, so they're looking for it, right? And they resort to violent activities, and people might say, well, what's wrong with these kids? But it's not wrong with the kids, it's what's wrong with the men of this country. If men fix the problem,
if men fix men,
all right,
wow,
then we will have a better community, better homes, a better country, a better Caribbean, a better world.
Pastor Larry, I'm bringing that guy to church soon enough. You had to come to church one of these Sundays with me.
No problem.
Yeah, no, because as a good friend of mine would say, Ruhan would say, facts.
Yeah.
All that you're saying, they're facts. And it's not just violence, but to add to what you're saying, the deviant behavior that we are seeing from children, 90, if not 99% of the times, these children are, as you correctly say, seeking attention.
Yes, they do. So
in essence, we need our men to stop being just sperm donors.
Exactly.
All right? I mean, it's scriptural, it's biblical, it's godly. God is God. If he wanted children to have just a mother, he could have done that.
Exactly.
He could have done that, but in his wisdom, he stated that a child should come forth by a man and a woman, and the man has, oh my goodness, we have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning. It is 150,000%, correct? Now, there's a scripture I was listening to last night on another radio station where the man was talking about the Elijahs, and he said there is one Elijah, and the Lord said he will send Elijah before the great and notable day of the Lord come, to return the heart of the fathers to the children, and the children to the fathers, and before I strike also the curse. So it is very important to God that fathers, as you said, do not be spot donors, but be able to bring up the children, because he instructs fathers in Deuteronomy chapter 6. He talks about the fathers that the word of God shall be in you, and he shall teach them diligently to your children. God knows what he make. He make people in his own image and likeness, and he is the one to stabilize and to cause things to go the way he wants them to be. But when fathers, as you say, become sperm donors and they gone their way, there is a problem, there is a breach. And therefore you find the things that are happening with children are happening, and they want to blame it on every other thing. But that is one of the major problems, and men must take the responsibility. And again, women must learn to respect their body. Don't let your body to come the canary. Before a man come and talk to you today, you have to go and lie down under him, he give you a child, and it disappear. You don't want his name called.
Okay, thank you, caller. Thank you. I was hoping she would have used a different phraseology that lying down under him. They got involved in coitus. Let's take a couple of our comments here. Mary E. Banks says, this is a good summary of what is happening with the youth today. He is speaking the truth. Paula Paul says, glad my kids into sports to keep them out of trouble. My older son now in high school is now a high school coach. Veronica Sandy says, good conversation this morning. Mildred Smith says, yes, caller, you should have a platform to talk with men. Bring boys. Paul Street, Grenada says she is fed up with grandma says she's fed up with man. Daughter says she don't need a man. Granddaughter says she don't want man. Grandson say he don't want to be a man. Men are being stigmatized.
Right, good. So, Mr. Joseph, let me make another point. Good. Now, as to the music, right? The music is also playing a big part, right? In eroding the children's mind as well. Now, if you check some of the music, right? The lyrical content, right, is of a great violent nature. Good. So, what you will find, and I notice it enough times, so you might have the experience. A lot of kids on the way to school, they have the Bluetooth boxes, and you will hear they playing the type of music, a lot of violent content, and it's nothing that could empower them and help them. And they connect to this thing, they listen to it first thing in the morning, right? And they keep on feeding their minds.